In this video I'm going to be talking about the 3 reasons why I think you should wet shave. So I've just had a shave and I feel awesome. You know, I've just had 10 to 15 minutes to myself where I've been able to enjoy my shave and concentrate on myself and just be in the moment and to have a bit of focus and clarity in my day, and for me that's really important. So the 3 reasons can be summed up very quickly, and they boil down to 3 words. The first word is experience, and the second word is value, and then the third reason is the results. Now, experience is something which isn't easily measurable. How do you measure experience? It's a number of fine factors. And for me, when I shave, the experience comes down to lots and lots of things. So, there's more to life than just speeding it up and to living in a rush, And back in the past, there was a time when I used to use cartridge razors and disposable razors and shaving foam, shaving gel, and those sorts of things. And I didn't know any better when it comes to how I should be shaving correctly and the benefits that I'd get from that, but just also the sheer enjoyment that I would gain, that I would get from wet shaving. When I talk about experience, I'm speaking about, there are some tangible things. So the equipment that I use, the products that I use, so you could break them down into 2 areas. Hardware, hardware it relates to the razors that you use and the razor blades, and then you've got, and also the shaving brush, and then you have the software, so all of the things like the shaving soaps, the shaving creams, the balms, the aftershaves. There's lots and lots of nuance in wet shaving. So experience, it's something that I really look forward to. So that's the first thing. I really look forward to my shaving, which go back 3-4 years ago and beyond, I used to hate shaving. I used to absolutely loathe it. Everything's in a rush, the way that it's pitched towards you as a potential customer. We call it fast shaving, I call it fast shaving. And by that I mean it's not just the pace at which you physically shave, it's the number of blades, it's the method, and just swiping the razor across your face, and it's those sorts of products and that way of shaving. It's really getting away from the important points and aspects of shaving, and that is, you slow down and you enjoy the experience and you focus, because you are dragging a surgically sharp piece of steel across the only face that you've got. So I asked myself, what's the rush? Why rush doing that? And then there's also the anticipation of my shave. So by that I mean, today I've just shaved 10 minutes ago, and I have a choice of different types of razor, different types of razor blade, different brushes, different soaps, and the anticipation builds, and I think to myself, what do I want to use today? Which soap? What mood am I feeling in? Because all of my soaps are scented differently, and then there's the design. So you've got the aesthetic aspect to the products that I use and the products that we obviously make. So there's a real anticipation. I spend a moment considering which way I want to go with my shave. Am I in a safety razor type mood, or a single edge razor type mood, or a cutthroat mood? And the same can be said for which scent I'm in the mood for. Am I in the mood for something relaxing, or something invigorating, or woodsy or floral? These are just different layers of enjoyment. So when I talk about the experience, these are just other factors which I love. And there's also the very important thing for me, which is the focus that I get from my daily shaving. Like most of us, I'm a busy person. I work full-time elsewhere. I run Phoenix and Beau. I have 2 daughters under the age of 7. I try and stay fit and healthy. you know, for my friends and family to consider. Life is busy, right? So my shaving gives me 10 to 15 minutes out of my daily schedule where I know that for me, that's time that I get for myself in the peace and quiet of my bathroom, where I can just focus on my face, you know, on my skin, what condition it's in, and I just find it incredibly relaxing as well as very, very enjoyable. You know, there's something really opulent and luxurious about wet shaving for me. Now I'm going to talk about value, and by that I mean in a fiscal sense. And it's really clear, and I'm not going to labour the point too much because it's very straightforward in terms of the figures. You have the consideration of the equipment that you're using, so the razors and the blades. Okay, so I use my go-to razor is a double-edge safety razor, which was made in 1977. Cost about £30 from eBay, and it's a work of art. You know, it's a vintage item. It's still going strong. It's made really, really well. It's stainless steel, and it's just beautiful. Okay, the blades for that, my favourite blades at the moment they're called Perma Sharps, and for 10 of those it cost me £2.88, and from each blade I might get several shaves. So the shave that I had today, only 15 minutes ago or so, I'm on to my 6th shave with that blade. So, you know, they last me a good while. On average, certainly 1 week per blade, and that's £2.88 per 10 blades for me. The soaps, our soaps are £11.99 for 4 ounces, and you know, you can expect to get at least 40 shaves from each soap, which is tremendous value. You then compare that to what you can buy when it comes to fast shaving, so you know, the cartridge razors and the disposable razors. Now, cartridges made by a very well-known company, you know, the many bladed ones in the UK, you're looking at £15 for 4 of those, you know. So and typically I think they recommend that you change them every 4 to 5 shaves. So the maths are very, very straightforward. The third point I'm going to talk about are the results. Now, our shaving soaps have 12 ingredients in them: beef tallow, shea butter, coconut milk, Tussa silk, Lanolin, safflower oil, vegetable glycerin, castor oil, distilled water, vitamin E. You know, all of those ingredients love your skin. They're all natural. There's nothing synthetic put into the formula of our soap, and the benefits are, you know, a soap which is going to moisturise and condition your face. The lather that the soap produces is really thick and voluminous. It's like almost like a Greek yogurt. You know, it's very, very thick and creamy and luxurious. That's applied to your face via your shaving brush, which during that process is exfoliating your skin. So that's another tick in the box, another bonus. It's also preparing your beard. It's by standing the hairs up, so you're getting a better shave there in terms of the method that you're using. And then the lather goes to provide 2 other things during the shave. One is called cushion, and the other is called slickness. And the cushion, both are important. The cushion talks about the amount of protection that the lather is able to give your skin as you're passing the razor over your skin. If there's no cushion, you know, you're going to cut yourself more readily. The slickness relates to the slipperiness, more or less, of the lather and its ability to let your blade glide over your face. So the cushion is protection, and the slickness is about the slipperiness, to all intents and purposes. So all of those great skin loving, moisturising, conditioning ingredients that we put into our soap formula, once you finish shaving, you rinse down with hot water and then cold water, and then you pat dry the skin. And you know, we put Tussa silk into our formula, and that's absorbed into the skin along with everything else. And the sensation and the post-shave feel on your face, or the area that you've shaved, is like silk. It's just wonderful. You know, so summing up, for me, those 3 things: the experience of the shave, you know, the taking a moment to yourself, being able to focus on your face and yourself every day, every other day, or however frequently you shave. A bit of mindfulness I think is very important nowadays, and just to slow down and pause in your day I think is extremely important and valuable. You then have the fiscal value and the savings that you can make by wet shaving, and then you have the added bonus of fantastic results. You know, so great skin, the sensation is wonderful, and the shave is just thoroughly enjoyable. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, shave right, feel brilliant. I feel awesome.
God, it's really difficult with you here.
Put off by my wife, working in over there. Right, let's do the video voice, just speak normally, Kerry.